Hello, everybody. Good evening. Me and Fernando, we had really two very special guests tonight. One is we can say now our friend because he was here yesterday, Mike Psell.
I was always your friend. I was always your friend.
Okay, thank you. And Wang Shan, that is a member of the American. You played with the United States team many times, no?
I played. This is my first time playing the team trials for the United States. Yeah, I represented Canada in the Bermuda Bowl like a couple of years ago.
So you played in Bermuda Bowl with Canada, not with the United States.
One of our really great young players, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and on my left, she arrived just now, so I couldn't say. We have our.
Wow. Let's say photographer for this time. Hello, everyone. Arianna Testa.
And she has something to say a little bit later, because now we start watching at the ranking of the, but not of the top ranking, just at the bottom of the ranking. Because, as we said yesterday with Mike, the level of this tournament is really great. Let's see, for example, that teams like Moss, with Moss and Lal. Moss is the champion of the world. He won the Bermuda Bowl last year. And Team Gupta with Bill Nystrom and Sandra Rimstedt. Team Org with the two Brogland and four Chinese that usually are very good. and the Rodwell with his wife and Maxwell with his wife, and even Ashugamani with Thomas Bessis and Gaviard. Gaviard won some Venice Cup, I think, some Venice Bowl, and so this gives an idea of the level of the tournament. Going back to the top of the ranking, the real news of the day is that Mike Purcell team, Noland, lost the first match out of 9 they have played, but they are still well in front of the ranking, followed by Ferm and McCallum, which is the team that defeated the Nolan team. So we had some videos with people that well, some of them they were endangered not to qualify. Some of them just told us some opinion about the game. Can we see those videos? Okay, just. Okay. You were out of the qualification before this match, right?
That's correct.
But now you start to play like Macwell. It's very strange to see a Macwell team out of the qualification.
Well, we're playing with our wives, you know, and they're not bridge experts per se. I mean, so we had no expectations going into the event, but we had a big win, so I think we're in the top 64 at the moment. So.
Thank
we can stay there. So.
Thank you. How is it going in this mixed?
We just won a match, and now we have a comfortable mattress of 4 victory points over qualification.
Oh. So you think you will be in this?
No, we are going to be in. It's much more better than in the Rosenblum. In the Rosenblum, we had a minus mattress with 5 boards to go, plus a bad board coming. And Frank, when he saw that, he said we are officially out.
It's a very good position.
So we are top position.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. Okay, back we are. So maybe that we can have a look at the match now. I don't know which match we are going to see.
I have to say, Jeff Mextroff is a lot braver than I am.
You would never say something like this about your wife.
Never, never. I don't like to sleep on the couch.
Okay, as usual, at table 1 there is Nolan that we have seen really many times, but it's always a pleasure to look at what Zia and Marianne Mikkelsen they can do. So this is the board 2. What happened in board 1 if somebody has the look of it in it?
How do I go there? It's just
We can go there.
No.
We just hit move.
View graph.
Movie right there.
View graph and you choose.
4 hearts down 2 in both rooms.
So it's a push.
No, it's not played yet in the other room.
also so this is the first board.
Let's see the first board. So against Zia and Mikkelsen, they played 2. No, Zia and Mikkelsen, they played 2 hearts down 2.
4 hearts, look like.
4 hearts down 2.
Yeah, right here. Movie.
And in the other room, we go in the other room because I think they are playing this end. Oh, 3 spades, different contract.
How do I go to the other room here?
Altro tavolo. Altro tavolo in Italia means other table.
Yeah.
So when you want to switch to the other table,
Altro
you
tavolo.
has altro tavolo.
Altro tavolo. Okay. Learning some Italian today.
Okay. So you're not losing your time here.
No.
Yeah, the board 1, they got up to a very good lead against 4 hearts. They let a trump, which was the killing lead, and so you had to go down 2 from there. A very good result for the Gillis team.
So if they make 3 spades, will be 2 for.
Board 2.
For Gillis team.
It looks like Zia is playing 3 hearts.
Okay, let's go to board 22 in the other room, and we'll keep the same there. Okay, so you go. If you want to comment, you go again. Other table.
Yeah. So we're
Altro tavolo.
okay. So Zia is playing 3 hearts, and West led the ace of clubs.
No, they're playing 3 spades.
No,
No,
3 hearts.
that's
In,
3 hearts
we
on
are,
board 2.
we are talking about board 22 in the open room.
We'll keep an eye on board 21, and you can keep an eye on board 22.
Okay.
Keep everyone entertained.
But we should speak about the board that we see in there, because our spectators see that
I see.
board,
I see.
not another one.
So on this board, West led the ace of clubs, and East played the deuce. And usually, most people's agreements are that when dummy has a singleton, they play suit preference. I assume they played the standard suit preference. So West shift to a diamond. He shift to the 6 of diamonds. Second highest, probably from a bad holding. That's what he's trying to say. Now East play back a spade. Zia ducked, and he went spade.
It looks like they're going down a couple and 2 spades, so it's going to be 7 imps for the Gillis team on board 1, I think.
We just finished this hand that our friend Juan is commenting. Then we give the word to Arianna that will talk about something that I didn't understand exactly what, but she will explain to. Or you don't mind if I give the word to such a beautiful girl? No.
Well, I was going to see how much you charge me to switch places with you.
Okay, Arianna. So it's up to you.
All right, well, thank you. Talking about artificial intelligence, actually, that's what we were talking about yesterday with Véronique Ventos et Jean-Baptiste Fantin. They work in a private lab and they do research on artificial intelligence, and of course they challenged their software to play bridge. And so let's hear what they say to us. Hello everyone. I'm very pleased to have two special guests today. We have Véronique Ventos et Jean-Baptiste Fantin from the Nukai company. They just founded actually, and we're very curious about that. So we want to ask them some questions to discover what their research is about. So Véronique, when did you start it and why?
Okay, so 3 years ago when I began to work on bridge and artificial intelligence, I realized that bridge was really a great application for developing new methods. And my belief is that really bridge will be the next challenge for artificial intelligence.
Right, so we're talking about artificial intelligence. We already know that for other mind games like chess, we found out that artificial intelligence beat the player. So do you think that it will happen also with bridge?
Well, bridge is a very different game from chess and Go, because it's an incomplete information game. You only see your cards and you don't see the other people's cards, and also you have aspects of collaborations involved. So it's very different, and it's much more difficult to address than chess.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. What are the goals of your research?
Oh, it's a difficult question, but I can sum up the goals to be first to win against the best human players, but it's not the main goals, because we also want to augment human by providing the human the explanations of why the AI has played in such a way. I can add that, in fact, previous AI games had black box approaches. They play optimally, but they never explain their strategy. And it is one of our most important goals.
So now talking about the company, I've heard that you just founded it. So congratulations. And what are the goals of the company?
So the goal of the company is to gather researchers, engineers and bridge champions to build the computer program that will hopefully beat the best humans, but also give explanations for this action. And we feel that if we manage to reach this goal, it will have a huge impact on real life fields such as healthcare or insurance.
All right. Well, after hearing these interesting purposes for the future, I know that both of my guests are bridge addict, and they will play in the mixed teams together with special partners, isn't it? Who you're playing with?
We will play with our children, Solène and Colin, and they are also involved in the Nukai project. Mm-hmm. So we will play with the T-shirt Nukais, and that's all.
So we will see Nukai playing in the mixed team starting from tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So that was it. That was very interesting. They're playing. They're not doing very well actually, but in the mixed teams. I double checked before coming here, but they're. I mean, if they really succeed in understanding what the human brain does when we play bridge, it would be probably I will improve my bridge one day. I don't know. So well, thank you guys, and I wish you a nice evening. I'll leave you, and I hope to come see you again soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Ariana. I want to ask a very experienced player and a young player, what do you think about this project or about this thing?
I think it is next to impossible. I really do, because there are so many variables. I know on BBO, which is the greatest invention for bridge maybe ever, with the robots, they've had so many terrific minds working on the robots, and to me the robots have gotten worse, not better. So I enjoy just playing with the robots, I confess.
And you? What
I think it's right that the biggest difference between bridge and like a chess or Go is that we have incomplete information. So at the moment, I think it's probably a very hard task to do, but the technology always surprises me. So I feel like I wouldn't be shocked if one day, maybe in 10, 20 years, there's going to be, the AI is going to just be the best.
But Ariane has gone, so I forgot to ask her, what is it exactly, artificial intelligence? I have no idea what is it. They talked about artificial intelligence, but I don't know. Anybody here knows what is artificial intelligence?
Excuse me, do you think that the robot can decipher a deception play?
No. Well, I think because it's the reason they can't is just because it's not complicated enough. Like in my opinion, if the program can be complicated enough to absorb all the possible information, all the possible mistakes that humans or other computers can possibly make, I would expect this is not just impossible to like make deceptive plays or like even psyching or whatever. But as I said, like there's a long way to go probably. But I'm not into the programming or like how this is the details of how this AI about bridge is going. So I can't say for sure, but I don't think it's impossible.
Okay, shall we go back to the match? And let's do a thing. Let's stay in the Welland-Auken room, because the other room, they are very high, a lot ahead of them. So we better see. What do you think?
We should take a look at board 23. Even though it didn't gain a trick, Zia made really a terrific lead on a hand.
So back to the other room. Sandra.
If you want to look at board 23, the opponents were in 4 hearts, and hearts went 4-1. They didn't make. Zia's partner had overcalled 1 spade, and Zia was on opening lead with the queen empty third of spades, where most people would routinely lead a low spade. He actually led the queen of spades. The dummy had 3, so when it went...
Michael, would you mind to talk about this end when it will appear here, so that the public can understand much better what you're talking about?
Great.
Otherwise, so it will be the next end, and while they'll play that, you will say what happened.
I'll be happy to. See, I was just trying to give you an example of artificial intelligence.
Well, we remain, all of us, without knowing what is artificial intelligence. I'll ask somebody in the night.
No, artificial intelligence is merely intelligence created by a computer. Like in chess, they can have the perfect move,
but not in bridge.
But bridge, there are so many variables. I mean, I don't think in cards, artificial intelligence would necessarily lead a singleton against me in 3-0 every time.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
here we are.
Here we are with board 20. So what happened in the other room? Well, they played 4 hearts down 1.
Yeah, it was the same, but if we'll take a look, the bidding went 1 diamond and Zia's partner overcalled 1 spade. And it went 2 hearts, and Zia had a 5 count, and he didn't want to get his partner involved, so he merely passed. But now when they got to 4 hearts, instead of making a normal deuce of spades lead, he actually led the queen of spades. And so now when a low spade to his partner won it and played the ace, the declarer now had to guess whether he had the queen doubleton or not. On another hand, it might have been worked better.
This is something that artificial intelligence would never do.
Exactly, exactly.
I think another reason why Zia chose to lead the queen of spades was probably because he knew his right-hand opponent had probably 5 hearts, and it's more likely to be short in spades. So if he wants to start a tab, if left-hand opponents, let's say, start with king third or king fourth of spades, it's probably technically the right play to start the tab. Because otherwise, if you lead a low spade, partner's going to win, and you cannot repeat the spade to tab declare.
Maybe very good point.
Maybe in this room we won't have the chance to see if Fuglestad will do the same, because I think that, okay, that's what I was thinking.
I think they already let alone
that
it was already
the
played.
cleaner will be west and not
Yes.
east. The 2 diamonds is 4 hearts, and so they're now playing 4 hearts.
Yeah, so Roy and Sabine played some transfer methods to right-side the contract in a sense. It doesn't matter that much on this hand, but a lot of hand when the opponent's overcall, you want the overcaller to be on lead. Most of the time, it's the right side for you.
The leader here, do you think will be ace of spades?
Yes.
Yes, probably.
It's a very likely push. It would be unusual to play for the 4-1 hearts to make it. Did you go to the other room? I want to see what they roughed the third one. What's the other room?
No, he pitched.
He did?
Yeah,
I see.
pitched the club.
Pitched the club. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Two aces. It's okay. I don't deserve it, but we have them.
So on this hand, I'm not sure about north-south carding, but this is actually a typical spot where one partner lead the ace, presumably having ace-king. Your carding here should be, if you have a doubleton, you should encourage, but if you have queen third, most of the time you should discourage, just in case partner started with ace-king 6 to not declare us rough and slough, because the queen is not, most of the time is not that important. But if you have a doubleton, partner might need to play spade, spade, spade.
Very, very good point.
But now, Welander will have no doubt if he plays a third spade how to rough. He will.
Yeah. He could even, his normal play actually with a third spade here would be just discard a club, because he has a club to lose anyway.
Yeah. Discarding a club. Okay. First play, no, he roughed.
Oh, he probably pitched the club.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what he did.
Yeah, I think they did that in both rooms. This is going to be a push for sure.
Yeah. Okay, now he has to play Jack of Hearts, so there's a push.
Yeah, push board.
Yeah, if he's careful, he should play. Yeah, he should lose the heart first instead of playing the ace and play ace of diamond, diamond. Because if that gets roughed, he will not get the club discard because dummy has no more entry.
Right.
That's 9 tricks and a push. Okay. Here we are in board 4. We don't. Yes, on the other table, they played 2 hearts down 2 by south. Let's see what is going to happen here.
What's your wife's?
Castle.
Oh, Castle. Oh, it's
John Castle.
Oh, it's
Yeah, he's my favorite.
It's close.
Yeah, they were 8. last round when they played Justin and Brad last match.
Oh, wow, so J-Loss is over, yeah. Moss.
One of us has to have Zia's table on here. We have to go to that. Just doesn't feel right if we have a chance to watch Zia that we don't.
Okay, everybody remember that you can follow us in World Bridge Federation official channel in YouTube. Please do it.
So it seems like North-South is getting to their 8-card fit instead of the 7-card fit.
No, you see where you can go to see us.
Can we switch to the other table?
And we are back in the table, and we
can take a look at how Zia.
We should go back to in the hand. Okay.
I'm curious how the next one. Yeah, one club, one heart. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, they probably.
Two spades seems to be a much better contract than two hearts.
Well, I think that at the other table, the bidding went one club, one heart, and I think they promised 5 clubs when they rebid one spade. It's sort of a normal one spade bid with 4 spades too, but I think that Z and Marion played that one spade would promise 5.
All natural system, no?
Pretty natural, but I think the one spade looks a little more normal, but.
Yeah, some people like to have one spade here, promising an unbalanced hand.
Unbalanced hand with 5 clubs at least.
Right. So
it works. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
When I start to play, when you have 5 club and 5 spade, usually we open 1 club, the whole natural system.
Yeah, I'm too young for that. Yeah.
Maybe you remember, no?
We are too young for that.
Even when everyone else did, I opened 1 spade because I don't like to preempt my opponents with 1 club.
So note that.
So you had to play 2 spades. What do you think is going to happen?
So Roy led the Jack of Clubs from Jack 3rd, which is another that's unusual lead. And Sabine will be surprised what happened here.
Yes, she is surprised.
And Sabine also played the 9 of clubs. I think she was trying to get in and play some trumps, probably. Unless the view graph operator is wrong. Because now they can actually take a roughing finesse, and the 7 of clubs is going to be good.
You think next move will be up diamond from?
Sorry.
A diamond from? Oh yes. That's
oh yes. Yeah.
And the ace.
I see what happened that when Jack of clubs lead and Claire went up with the ace and led low toward their 10, so she thought that maybe Roy had the 10 of clubs.
Yes, that's what.
Right.
Misguessed. Well, no way to guess. Anyway, the Claire misguessed spades, but still she has 3.
Yeah, they're going to do very well here.
Yeah.
It seems that East can never get in to draw another trump, so the most likely result here is going to be 9 tricks for North-South. So it's going to be 6 imps for North. He'd get his team.
240. is how much?
It might actually even be 10 tricks from here. If they take the roughing, finesse, and clubs, they have a cross rough.
Yeah, but they still have to lose a heart, right?
That's it. It looks like.
Oh, sorry. They only lost two, and they only lost 2 tricks. Yeah. It seems like it's gonna be 10 tricks. Yeah.
But will be 6 in same, I think. 6.
Well, he's got to pass a heart. Well, they may not be able to get it all in.
Well, they can actually just go for a cross rough, right? Because these can never get into draw another trump.
They can take 7 more tricks. 6 spades. Yeah.
So, unless in this match, Hot Nolan team will lose 100 points, they will be the first to choose the opponents for the round over 64. Okay, and now you know that you can choose between the last 32 teams and 16 out of them, and then the other 32 teams remaining, they will play one against the other in order of ranking. Do you think is it a great advantage to can choose your opponents, or is just almost the same that you should play against the last one?
No, it's an advantage, but you should. Whoever wins, the top teams, if you had no advantage whatsoever, it really wouldn't matter if you finished first or 64th. It wouldn't matter at all. So you need to have some incentive to try to win the. So I mean, it is an advantage. For instance, as you spoke earlier, there's some very good teams. Like you mentioned, a good Chinese team that has no seeding points. Mm-hmm. So suppose you were to play a really good team who is ranked 64th. When
sure. You know why I ask you? Because I think that was Connector, the team that won the Swiss in the Razum, and they choose a team from Chile. From where?
No, one pair from Argentina, one pair for USA.
Well,
one pair is an ex-junior from my country.
And I remember that the round of 64, Connector, they won just at the last board. It was a very hard match. So
they need all the boards to defeat the Rodrigo and Maximo team.
But anyway, of course, it is a vintage. You can choose. Which is the position of your team?
We're Team Millions. We're currently number 14. Number 14, and we're playing the Christoph Martin's team.
Are you Kevin Bathurst?
Yeah, so as we expected, on board 24, Gillis' team picked up 7 games by making 10 tricks in 4 spades.
Elcamo is playing with Martin's team.
Yes, it's they have some really good players on their team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And strange, the captain of this team is Psicola, that is playing with another team.
Oh yeah.
Oh, at least.
So Zia is going to choose a team for mine, and he has only one instruction from me. What? My wife's team is battling for one of the to get in. It's going to be touch and go. He told me the only instructions he has, he's not allowed to choose her.
Very. Okay, so here. They played 4 spades down 1 in the other room in this board. In here, South opened 3 clubs after he's bet 3 clubs after 1 art opening by East. Now the double came by East, the opening hand, and I think they go to 4 spades. Same.
Looks like to me it takes a trump lead to beat 4 spades, but I could be wrong. But
By the way, they made +1, not
+1.
plus
okay.
one. No,
To
no,
have
no.
any chance. Yeah, club at a diamond. Yeah, there's no lead that beats it.
Yeah, Roy Whelan. I can as we see, he thought for a while before passing 3 clubs. He does have a lot of playing strength, but 3 spades here would have been forcing, so he didn't want to.
Give wrong information.
Right, his hand wasn't quite good enough for that, and also because of the fact that he has 3 clubs, that makes it a little more likely that his partner would have shortness in clubs. So his partner would always reopen. So that's give him a little bit of a protection. Let's say he has a similar hand with a club void. A lot of people would bid over 3 clubs, even though they only have 6 or 7 points.
Yeah.
You know, you're awfully smart. No wonder I can never beat you.
We just hope you don't pick us.
Anyway, it seems to be another push.
It's actually funny that so here North having king third of clubs decide to lead the king of clubs, which is normal on this end. He wants to see dummy and decide to what to shift to. But it's just funny that 3 hands in this match, one person led honor from honor third.
Director, do you think we can also we will also see the interviews that Fernando made this morning? Before, because it's going to be another not very interesting hand in playing. So, if you want, we can see these videos now.
Boy, you're a natural here.
Alfredo, ciao Alfredo, ciao, ciao, ciao. How are you doing?
Bene, bene.
How was yesterday?
Not good. Actually, we are in a bad position, and only for my fault. I play so bad, and also I took.
Very rare. Maybe today start to rain and never stop again.
Doesn't look like that.
Good morning, Ila.
Good morning.
How was yesterday?
Not that good actually, but we have today, and today we're gonna rock it today, and we just need to qualify. So I hope it will be good.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
How was your day yesterday?
I don't remember the last match. The beginning was okay. We have 4 very good matches, playing, in a good mood with good partners and lucky decisions.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How was your day yesterday?
Well, we need about 10 victory points out of qualifying, so that's what we need to turn around.
So you have a good expectation for today?
Well, sure.
Okay, good luck.
Buena suerte, huh?
How was your day yesterday?
It was okay. Finally, we had an okay day at this tournament. Hip, hip, hooray.
And how are your expectations from today?
I am expecting and hoping to qualify. I am hoping to do very well in this event. I think a gold medal would look very nice on my shelf.
Buena suerte.
Thank you.
Look, in Rodwell team, Mackwell, now in this very moment is in the 65th position, just 1 position back from qualification.
More importantly, where's my wife's team, Castle?
Which one?
Castle.
Oh, 71.
71. Uh-oh, they fell. There's a lot of good teams in this. We have Drewski, another good team. Cam Donner.
I
cannot believe Gupta, Kane. It's amazing. Just amazing with all these teams, with all these matches, so many great teams. It's exactly what you said yesterday. The depth of the field is amazing.
There are losing 3 imps, 1 imp in 4 boards.
But the real strong team of Kane in this is the other one, PDC, where Patricia plays with Dano De Falco, Bob Driver, Ila Levy, and Tim Verbeek.
Yeah, very, very good team.
Yeah, but in fact they are in the 23rd position now. Okay, shall we see if it is happening something in the match?
The hand on board 25. So North. So Selinsman led the King of Clubs, and his partner played the 7 of Clubs, which I believe this is a super preference signal, and but North, I think, was trying to. I think South was saying he does not have heart shortness by playing the 7 of Clubs, but North still tried to cash the Ace of Hearts, which was an over trick for West.
Saying that you don't know exactly what is Salen, what? He is Salensminde, and in Italy is very, very well known because he cost us a Bermuda Bowl in Paris in 2001.
So I wasn't born.
Was it in 4 hearts double and redoubled by any chance?
Exactly. You remember?
And he never got to play for Italy again on one hand.
He played with Brogland, and we all remember. No, you were born. Don't say that you were not born. You were born. Maybe you didn't play bridge, maybe this, but you were born.
He's actually only 12.
I thought I turned 13.
13,
so you
excuse
were not
me.
even born when we won Bermuda Point.
That's in Canadian years.
I remember Salles beat.
So we'll notice on this hand, the bidding went 1 heart by Roy and a takeout double. And Sabine bid 2 clubs, which was a transfer to diamonds. Roy didn't like that too much, so he bid 2 hearts.
And he never found the club suit.
A very different bidding from the other table where they played 5 clubs, down 3 in East-West.
Yeah,
Jake.
It looks like a trump lead, and 5 clubs is really in serious trouble, but I guess that's 5 clubs is a lot.
A question. Which is your favorite convention and why?
My favorite convention, that's a tough question. But actually,
Your favorite what?
convention. I'm not going to say Democrat or Republican for sure. So I'm going to say Drury, because I tend to open pretty light in 3rd seat, and I don't like to get past the 2 level a lot. This was invented years ago by a guy named Doug Drury, who played with the great Sammy Kahila, one of the greatest Canadians of all time. And
why it's called Drury?
Because that was his name. His name was Doug Drury. And Sammy Kahila kept opening a 4-card major in 3rd seat, and his partner would jump to 3, and he'd go down 1. So he said, I'm going to start this convention. I'm naming it after you, so you'll never do it again.
Okay.
How about your favorite convention?
Stamen.
My favorite convention is probably 1-0 Trump. I think
it's not a convention, because I would choose that. I'd have a lot less master points if I never opened 1-0. So it has to be a convention, no cheating.
I think it's just all the conventions we play after when we open 1-0 Trump, because it feels good when you open 1-0 Trump. You know you're gonna play the hand. It's just, you know, all other bids, almost like all other bids. You know, like you might not play the hand. It's just kind of feels good.
Does any of you place the 2 diamonds balanced the hand 18-19?
I don't play it, but I think it has a very good upside that when you, let's say, open 1 club and it goes 4 spades pass to you and you double, partner knows you don't have 18-19 balance, so you probably have some shape with some clubs, spade shortness likely, so I think that's when it matters the most.
The convention was actually, it's called the Mexican Two Diamonds. It was actually invented by George Rosenkrantz. He was one of my, Eddie Wold's partner and my partner. We went to his 100th birthday party 2 years ago. George is still doing well, but...
How old? 100?
He was 100. He's 102.
Oh.
I'm glad to have someone older than me around.
You know what I think about this convention? Because I discuss that it could be, it is good for very strong pairs, but teaching to very weak pairs, to very weak player, is completely wrong, because it's so complicated that once they just make a mistake. Other time they think that the partners made a mistake. And when Giovanni Donati, you know, he's playing with the Kane team, and once he opened 2 diamonds, and I told the opponent, okay, you will have a great result. I want to ask you another thing. Before we were talking about Sales Mint and our bad memories, but really the worst memory for any Italia is South Africa in Shanghai in 2007, because we were so happy that we could meet South Africa in the quarter final, and they destroyed that. In your career, Mike, do you have some really bad memory of some match or some that you...
Way too many.
Excuse me, can I reformulate the question?
Yes.
Do you have any hand that you remember you cannot sleep?
I actually, any hand that I screw up, or pardon my language here, I actually lose sleep about it. I think about the hands that I could do better on, and they really bother me, and I wish that weren't the case, but that's part of my personality. I think at times I'm way too intense at the table for my partners, but I think if I wasn't, it would hurt my bridge, so I just have to apologize if I get out of line. So that's me.
And you don't remember any hand that you played that you feel proud of your declared play or defense?
One of my favorite hands, someone I hadn't seen in a long time, Patrick Honk, who's here from the great, in my first Bermuda Bowl. The opponents had an auction where they had bid and raised diamonds, and Patrick, who's an unbelievably great player, made a Grand Slam force in diamonds, and his partner bid 7 diamonds showing 2 of the top 3 honors, and he corrected to 7 spades. And I was on lead with the Queen 4th of spades, so I was sure both spades were on my left, so I let a trump on opening lead, and they were in a 4-4 fit, so they played for the drop. So at the other table, they were in 6 and finessed it and made 7. So it was a big swing. And that hand sort of, I was young and happy I could figure it out in those days. Thank you for asking.
You have some match or some hand that you remember like a nightmare, or that you are very proud of?
Yeah, I mean, I remember all the nightmares. So I think I'm very similar to Mike. So all the mistakes I make, like whenever I lose a match, I would like count all my mistakes and see if I can win the match, and usually that's the case. So that's that. I mean, I don't necessarily lose sleep, but I feel very bad about it, and it does sticking to me. I mean, I think it's good to let it go sometimes, but I'm naturally just very maybe hard on myself or whatever. I think I mean, I really don't think bridge is about making like brilliant plays a lot of the time. It's just about doing the right thing, doing the normal thing, and not to make stupid mistakes. I think if you try to do brilliant things too much, it's probably not good.
Yeah, it's what he said is just so hitting the nail on the head. It's a lot like tennis. If you watch the tennis matches, the big matches, the person with the least unforced errors almost always win. And the same as with, sometimes the opponents will preempt or make you make a decision at the 5 level, and you're going to get some right and some wrong. So those aren't unforced errors, but some at the early levels are, so you avoid the unforced errors.
And do you think this is something that makes bridge more interesting than many other sports?
Anything. There's nothing like bridge. There's no game in the world. There are no combinations, mental, physical. It's just a unique game. It's why we all love it so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And just to about the unforced errors, I completely agree with Mike. And just to give a very give an easy example about it, like let's say you make a wrong decision at the 5 level, you may lose like 12, 13 amps on the sport. But as Mike was saying, this was not an unforced error. Like you made a judgment, you made a guess. Maybe it was 50-50. Maybe you made a 40% guess instead of 60. But some days you win some boards, some days you lose. But let's say you're defending like a 2 spades, you should have beat it 100% of the time, but you don't beat it. That's an unforced error. Like you lose 5 amps every single time you don't beat it. So,
well, let me say something to our spectators that are not bridge addicts. Otherwise, if they were, they would stay on BBO. That this match, for example, is not so important. As Michael said before, to become first or sixth doesn't make so much difference. So I personally enjoy much more to talk about these general questions about bridge and listen to the opinions of good players like them. Well, no, you are not like him.
No, I'm very I'm very happy to be here with Mike.
No, they had 18 years. They have 12, they have 18.
Okay,
Canadian years.
That's exactly right. I'm 6 Canadian years older.
but I think that people who's watching us, it's really now in this end they can make 2 no trumps where they have done 2 hearts +1, but I think unless there is not a really interesting board, what you're saying is much more interesting. Not if you were knockout, it is different, because in knockout
it may be more interesting to you, but some of the people out there might be more interested in the bridge. They may be bored to death by this. We don't know.
I don't think so, really, Mike. I don't think so, because I was saying it's not a knockout. It's not. Any end is not so important. By the result that we can see now, you are far first in the ranking. So, but anyway, we comment this end. Otherwise, we are doing something else here.
So Roy opened the club first seed. I think it could be 2. And I think in their system, sometimes with a 5-card major or 5 diamonds, they could choose to open 1 club if it's balanced hand. And North bids 2 clubs here. Some people have the agreement that whenever their club could be short, 2 clubs would be natural and 2 diamonds is Michael's. But I guess this pair still played 2 clubs as Michael's here.
At least.
And which way you prefer?
I personally prefer to bid 2 clubs natural whenever there 1 club could be short, just so when I have clubs I'm not stuck. I can always bid my suit, but it's not a strong preference.
You bid 2 diamonds.
I play 1 club, 2 clubs natural regardless.
2 diamonds with the major.
So 2 clubs might not be everyone's choice here, because North-South are red against white, and they have queen 1 club, which is a questionable asset, and aside from that it's only 6 points and 5-5.
If you need to recommend 1 bridge book to our spectator, how book do you choose?
Honestly, I don't usually read bridge books. I think Mike probably knows better.
And you, Mike?
I actually am sort of in a very similar situation. I would say what you said. I'm going to expound on what you said earlier, because it was so intelligent and so on the nose about conventions. I would so highly recommend the players starting out play as few conventions as possible and learn to play the hands first. So for that reason, I'm going to recommend a book called Watson's Play of the Hand. It's the most intricate, dealing with only dummy play.
Oh, yeah, it's very interesting.
If the beginners or even some of you intermediates, make sure that you're good in the other areas before you even add one convention. Because if you change your convention, even if it's at maybe 5% better than what you were playing, which is a lot, there's memory work involved. So just focus on the card play and let the conventions come later.
I am totally agree with you.
Yeah, I totally agree too, yeah. Actually, note that on this hand, it's something funny happened because I believe, so when North bid 2 clubs showing both majors, South bid 2 no trump, which in any system it has to be forcing. I think asking for more description of North hand. North chose to pass that. It's possible that he thought 2-0 was not forcing, but I think maybe part of the reason was also he was so light that he didn't want to make his partner go excited anymore. But that's actually a very common but very bad mistake that a lot of bridge players do, is if you choose to make a bid, you have to stick with it. You cannot pass a forcing bid because you were light or you stretched. Or
so you think that Sam Smith passed on purpose? It's not just that he didn't understand that Trump was forcing bid and.
Well, I mean, I don't know their system, but I can't imagine Trump being non-forcing here. Like, if 2 clubs is both majors, I have never seen anyone playing 2 no Trump non-forcing here. So,
never.
Actually, let me ask you a question. In your partnerships, if you want to make a slam try over your partner's Michaels, how do you go about it?
For me,
yes.
I don't have a very complicated system actually. I just play 2 no trump is asking, and if we bid a minor, like let's say I bid 3 clubs, that's saying I have a good hand with hearts, and 3 diamonds would be a good hand with spades, and we start from that.
Down 4.
The reason I asked that, I'd never really thought about it, and I was watching a hand in the finals of it may have been a senior trials, one of a terrific U.S. pair, and they had one of them bid Michaels and the other one wanted to bid key card Blackwood in one of the suits, and when he bid Blackwood, his partner didn't know, and now they missed. So since then I decided the best thing to do with your slam tries, regardless of what minor your partner opens, when the bidding goes 1 club, partner bids 2 clubs, and it goes pass, I now play a jump to 4 clubs, says that I have a really good hand in hearts and 4 diamonds is in spades. So partner sometimes might have a hand to bid Blackwood, but if I want to bid Blackwood, he knows what to answer that way.
Yeah, that's a good treatment.
I think it's the best treatment for that. Again, another board. Well, we say not interesting, but meanwhile...
I find it very interesting and entertaining personally.
Nolan team has doubled the Gilles team. So it's not...
So at Zia's table, actually on board 28, North-South actually got a very good result. As you can see here, they don't make 4 for major because you have to lose 2 clubs, a diamond and a spade. But they decided to double 4 diamonds even when the opponents have 10 diamonds. So it was a very good judgment, and they got plus 300. And Roy and Sabine also got a very good result when North passed 2 no trump here. Obviously, they got plus 400 defending 2 no trump.
I think my proudest moment here, someone asked me earlier what I thought the last qualifying score would be, and I guessed 95. And right now the last one is 95.15.
95 point.
Program is 63.
So it looks like there's some very, very good teams that aren't going to make it in. Which I find very surprising. And
so let's have a look. Well, Macquarie team has lost some position. Now they are 6-8, so out of the game, of the round of.
they are, but if you look, it's only one victory point, so one big board could still.
One board is enough.
One big board.
Yeah.
I think with Jeff at one table and Eric at the other, they're capable of a big board.
On the contrary, there is nothing to do for Gupta team and Moss, I think. Yeah, they are. Well, I don't see Moss anymore.
Well, I think my team is going out, so I'm going to go greet them when they leave. But thank you so much for having me.
No,
and,
we thank
I
you.
hope we didn't put anyone to sleep out there, but I get,
No, I don't think so.
I really enjoy visiting with everyone.
I really don't think so.
Invited ever.
I'll be back, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said. I'll be back.
I don't know what time tomorrow because it changed. You know, it's not like today. They are 16, but if you can, we are all really appreciate your
and we can invite Alberto. We can invite to all the spectators to send question to Mike.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, sure. Thank you again, Mike.
Thank you, my man.
Thank you.
I'll be glad to talk to you about the Italians.
Yes, I'll look for you in a while.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
All right, so we have 2 boards to go.
Yes. In this one, they are playing three diamonds by North, while in the other room, the Gillis pair made 2 spades in East-West. What do you think about these 3 diamonds? Let's see, 1 spade, at least 2 hearts and 1 club.
It seems like 3 diamonds has 5 top losers and still have to deal with some hearts.
Yes, because I didn't consider the ace of diamonds, which is surely a trick for the defense.
So it seems like Tamin would need 2 entries to play hearts up twice to finesse the jack of hearts. So depending on how unperfect defense, I'm pretty sure unperfect defense, it seems like 3 diamonds is going down 2.
On a perfect defense, you see.
Yes. So East-West just has to not let North get into dummy twice. So Ace of Spades is 1 entry, and he did play a heart to the 10. Oh no, he played the diamond. So he has no more chance to really going down 1 anymore. Now Sabine is in, I think the best return is probably a trump. Oh, Roy is in. But if he chooses to play a spade, I think he'll still survive.
Would you play another? What would you play now in Sabine?
Oh, it's actually Roy won the ace of diamonds on this trip.
Oh, Roy, yes. I mean,
yeah, he played the club. Oh, he played the 4 of clubs. I think they probably, a lot of pairs lead second, fourth through declare. I think that's what happened. And Sabine obviously did very well.
For sure,
Duck.
I don't think that he would have played the 4 if they don't play this convention.
Right, and Sabine did very well to duck the club. It probably wouldn't matter on this end if he plays the ace and the club, but it's still good. Okay, seems like the hand is over, so 3 diamonds goes down 2.
So is another little some more points for
another 3 imps.
3 imps for Nolan. Which is, by the way, if you have a look at the ranking, they seem to have dominated. They have dominated, but McCallum team that didn't start very well now is just 7 points back. You know,
Yeah.
but they start really in a bad way, and so considering that what Nolan team has done, to be just 7 points back, for me is a great result for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They got right now they got 138 victory points out of in 10 matches. So as we all know here, the victory points here is very hard to get a lot of victory points in one match. So certainly, both teams are doing.
Can
very
we see
well.
the last board in? Silence me in the room.
Okay, so on board 29, Nolan's team got another 3 imps. So on the last board, at the other table,
they played 3 spades.
They played
down 2.
3 spades down 2.
North-south. They're going to lose at least 1 heart, 2 spades, 2 clubs.
So 3 spades down 2 is going to be a good result for the north-south pair at the other table for Lowlands team, because east-west is basically 4 hearts is basically on a diamond guess because the king of clubs is on side. So on the layout of the cards, if east-west here gets to 4 hearts and gets the diamonds, they would pick up 8 more imps. And if they get to 4 hearts and go down 1, they would lose 4. Otherwise, if they get to a partial,
if they stop in a partial,
in partial, they will win 1 or 2 imps, depending
if they get
the
diamonds or not. They have 1.
Oh, it's actually they weak here. The South opened a week no trump, and Roy having 15 high card points made the penalty double. North ran to 2
tell the
spades.
convention that, for example, with West card, you bid 2 hearts, meaning hearts and a minor.
Yes, I do. I do play that. There's also some people play transfers over 1 no trump, so they would bid 2 diamonds to show hearts. I think they're both really good conventions. So here, when North ran to 2 spades, East double 2 spades, and most people play here is like a responsive takeout-ish double, because East hasn't got a chance to bid yet, so she needs to double here to show she has something.
Okay, this is going to be another push or something.
This is going to be another 1 or 2 imps waiting for Lowland
so
team.
I think we have to leave you, go to your
yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, and anytime you want to come back, you're very welcome,
John,
dear.
you are very kind to share this broadcast with us.
Mario, if you
so
want,
much.
we can see that funny story, but just if you I was told that there is a video with something funny happened in a table, and I don't know if Mario is ready for. Okay, so we can see that video.
Do you know that?
Fantastic. Do you want to know about the bridge or about my day?
About the bridge.
The bridge was, we were doing very well until the last set. Then we had a few disasters. So now it's the last day to qualify, and I've just seen, I think we're playing Helgamo, which is not great. Last time I played against him, I forgot to open the bidding with the 20 count. pushed the board through. My partner pushed it back. He'd opened a club, and I had a 20 count, with passed hand, 20 count with 6 clubs. That's what happened to me. I bid 6 clubs, went 1 off. That's my last experience of Helgamo, so I'm looking forward to this morning.
Okay. Buena suerte.
Okay, back we are. And so, Fernando, you have something to say to our spectators?
Yes. Meckwell team wrote 420 in 4 hash in the last board, and we are waiting what happened in the open room.
So that we can tell everybody if Meckwell team is in
66 or 67. Yeah. But I think
we have no chance to see what happens in the other room. We have to wait for the result here. I don't know if our director will allow us to stay here just wait. But
well, we have a captain non-player meeting in a while, so we need to go to the room.
Okay, so you will know, all of you will know tomorrow if Meckwell are in or not.
And remember to send question to my parcel.
Yes, we would like very much if you send.
The Italian player can write you to email address?
Of course. Bridge.benetti, that strange thing, libero.it.
Okay. Thank you to everybody and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye. What do you call that?